What's up? Black men have to take action in what they want to do in life. The worst thing a black man could do is sit back and not do nothing. When it comes to doing something for your community, when it comes to doing something for yourself, when it comes to changing your life, I believe that it's so many of us, we just want to go with the flow, we just want to coast. And the thing is, take action towards using your mind. When I say take action, I'm saying take action towards using your mind. Not just getting up and do something because somebody wants you to do it. Get up and use your mind. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to see in the world, whoever you truly want to be, get up and take action on that. Because if you don't, you truly don't want to live a life of coasting and life is just happening to you and you're not really trying to will what you have in your mind and your dreams and what you really want. You're not trying to bring that into reality. There's so many black men where they want to see better, they want to do better, they want things to change, but they won't sit and get out there and try to do something about it, whether that's in your community, whether that's you as an individual, and just the things you want to see change. A lot of us just sit back and coast, and we want to stay in the state of just letting life happen, making sure you get what you need. And a lot of guys stay in that mentality purely because a lot of black men stay in that mentality because they're just trying to survive. They're too scared to go out and try to really do anything and make a real change because they live in fear, but also a lot of us are just lazy, and I feel like I've been an example of laziness a lot of times. I've been an example of fear a lot of the times, but it really takes you going against that. I'm not trying to sit here and say you got to become confident out of nowhere. No, whatever you want to do in life, you do it anyways, regardless of how you feel. And I really speak to myself when I say stuff like that because I know I'm a person that really at times, that's my problem at times, and that's what we have to understand, that if we want to see stuff happen, we want to make a change, get up and use your mind, get up and use your creativity. A lot of us are still in that mentality of we're in a psychological prison when it comes to our identity in ourselves, staying in tune with who we are. And that goes to a bigger scale, like just as far as the culture and everything. Black people don't live in their own culture, we live in a culture of another race of people, you know and so our identity and image is messed up as well. And so now it's hard for us to get up and use our mind and use our sovereignty and be confident over ourselves when we live in a country where the culture isn't yours, the image isn't really yours, uh how things were designed and created wasn't from the black man's mind, it was from another race's mind, right? And it was built to not consider the black man. It was built to look at the black man not as a man, right? And this is not having a victim mentality, this is understanding how the world is and how the world works, and the position that we're in. This is understanding that. And when you understand that, then that's when you could use your mind in the appropriate way to get what you need, to get what you want, and to really have a strategy and a plan to become free over your mind. Because that's a battle we still face today as black men, the battle over our mind, right? It's not the physical. We're physically not slaves. We're physically not bound by somebody now. But now the real fight happens, and that's the fight that's in the mind. That's the battle that's in the mind, right? And that's the thing where we have to show up and be strong. We have to have confidence. We have to fight for each other. We have to take action on using the creativity that we have. And that's where the black people become sovereignty. That's where the black men become their strongest because they're the ones that's designing, creating, setting the standards. And that's where we become truly sovereign over each other, when we take action on using our creativity. And a man has to do that no matter what. we have to we have to step back from being in a place where we're not going to use our mind. I feel as though even in my life, a lot of my problems come from not using my mind, not working hard enough, but most of all, not using my mind. Because if I use my mind more, I would I would be so much farther in specifically my creativity. Any man, and it's not just when I say creativity, don't just think of something like artistic. No, creativity is when you can bring something that can help people and it comes from you. You didn't copy anybody, you didn't uh steal anybody's, mentality or anything like that. Right? It really came from you. That's all I'm trying to propose, because there's so many times in the black community that we don't create anything for ourselves. We borrow from this race, we take from that race. Uh, we're basically living off of other races and depending on other races when we can depend on ourselves. And how do we depend on ourselves? Through using our mind, taking action on the creativity we have, right? Because that's where we truly can be sovereign over each other. That's where we can truly have the highest confidence and not only just survive, because under the white man we're just going to survive, right? As a majority black men, black people, we're just going to survive. But when we're over ourselves, that's when we thrive, right? And you see many examples of that. Whenever black people was just to themselves, they thrived, they rose up. But then the enemy comes in and try to take that away because we're sovereign over each other. And so the thing that I'm trying to emphasize is that in your life, if you have a goal as a black man, if you have a goal to be successful in XYZ, no matter what it is in your individual life, you need to go towards it. Don't do what somebody else said. Don't get caught up in somebody pressuring you. Do what you want to do in life and be successful at it and be happy at what you do. If you're a man who wants to see a change in your community, that's your responsibility to go out there and use your mind and your creativity in that area of life so that your community can change. You can see the change that you want the community to have. And you're supposed to act on that. When you don't act on that, you're not doing service to your people, especially if you're a man that has good intentions and you want to see your people rise and be strong. A lot of men don't have that because a lot of men, they're stooped into a culture where only the self-destructive things are accepted, but the prosperous things, the things that make you better, are rejected. And that's the problem we have, and that's something we have to address. And we have to be ruthless about that, because if you really want to see your people thrive, you have to do what it takes, right? You have to do what it takes. And if we want to see a change in our personal lives, in our community, in our relationships, in every aspect of life, you have to do what it takes. Peace out.